The Rescue Mission government is doing all it can to put Imo State back on map. We're no longer number 3, number 2, number 4. We're now number 1 in Federal Republic of Nigeria. And for those of you who do not know, you may have to make your inquiries and know that Imo State is number 1 state now in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If I have to sound boisterous, permit me for the first time to sound boisterous. And the record of achievements within the just past 2 years is unprecedented and cannot be recorded in the past 20 years of Imo history of development. So the time has come for all of you to remember home and come back home. We're not asking you to come back home, but I say bring your wisdom back home and bring your support back home. And I know that one day, Senator, if Obama can be the president of America, one day an Igbo man will be president of America. I believe it so strong in my spirit because the only people the Nigerian nation is waiting for are the Igbos. We have had the Yoruba president, we've had Hausa presidents, we have had South president, but we never had an Igbo president. And the nation not moving forward or doing elsewhere is waiting for that devil somewhere in the bush. The political sun again will rise from the southeast. And when this sun rises, and it must rise, Nigeria will begin to measure up with America. Only when an Igbo man finds his seat in the Home of Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So don't give up, my brothers and sisters. I've come to give you a word of hope that all is not lost. There's hope for us. For as long as we remember to do our 12 o'clock prayers every day, which this government has introduced, and which I have declared open some few hours ago, that every Igbo man, every Igbo 12 o'clock, develop your partners and call on God. We have sinned. We have gone for loss of money, and we tend to serve the God of money, and God is not happy with us. Because I wonder why the Igbos cannot speak with one voice. All this dramatization here is to see whether we can all become our brother's keeper. But unfortunately, unity has eluded us. Unfortunately, most of us has lost that test, that salty test of brotherhood. I've come that that might come back. It was out of God's anger, I believe, when he said in the book of Deuteronomy that because you have let me and worship other gods, I'll scatter you all over the nations of the world and make you an object of caricature. But thank God in the book of Ezekiel, he said, time will come when I'll bring the Hebrews from the four corners of the earth, and I'll give them singleness of heart. This is the time, and I believe the time is now. And now is the time. But to do so, ladies and gentlemen, Igbos can no longer play second fiddle. And that's why we brought about what is called APC. APC is a child of circumstance. And APC is that political party that has come to move Nigeria forward. PDP has no place for them and has provided nothing for us. And there's nothing Igbos can show for the past 12 years as for the development of Igbo land. But let me say to all of you, now that APC has come, we have hope that one day an Igbo man will be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to urge all of you, those of you in politics, to embrace APC. APGA as a party is not a political party to us. APGA is a culture, is a tradition, is a way of life from you. And APGA as a political party cannot measure up to national party and cannot guarantee for us the position of the president, or the vice president, or the speaker, or the senate president. It's only APC now that we have. And thank God that APC has taken Broom as their logo. And most people thought it is SCN or Yoruba Party. It is not. If there are the right owners of Broom are the Igbos. Because the common culture and our common food and common occupation is Unko. And Broom comes from Unko. So that pantry is ours. I think with APC, that which rightfully belongs to all of us. Let me also inform you all, thank you, of one of my token contributions to the development of Igbo land. And that is Igbo Center of Unity. I came here some years ago with Ikem Bojuku may his soul rest in peace. Somewhere in New Orleans, when the people said to me, "Oh, well, Russia and culture, it's my desire that I may diminish, that you may rise. Come and address Igbo." And since then, it became a challenge to me that Igbos must have leadership. And if there's any offense I've committed in Nigeria, is that it might be well within the Igbo. And right now, I want to inform you all that you have a reason to smile. That the project which I started about 16 years ago has finally come to fruition with an edifice that has capacity of taking about 3,000 people, with offices has been built in Enugu, right opposite the international airport. That's the Igbo Secretariat, and it's called Igbo Center of Unity, and it's called Igbo's Remain. For the first time, we have decided that we should have the Igbo nation before the Nigerian nation. Madia Mama, Obarako. Time has come that we have established this secretariat, that all of you, all Igbos everywhere in the world, can be identified where you are. And peradventure, something happens. And for some reasons, one of you is arrested for offense that you have not committed. Because a poor man is always a guilty person. But if somewhere I can call this my sister and say, "Distinguished Senator, I have an Igbo son that has been arrested for drug trafficking, for which he has not committed," because I know so many Igbos are in jail for offense that they have not committed, because they have nobody to speak for them. That center will take off with a presidential jet, coming to America and knocking at the door of the White House and say, "We're here as Igbos. Tell us what our son has done." The moment we begin to show love to our brothers and sisters in diaspora, they'll begin to show love to us. Our problem is our children have lost hope of parenthood. Our children no longer believe in us. To your tent, O Israel. That's why every man is thinking about himself and his pocket. Insecurity has taken over our minds. That we have engaged in primitive accumulation of wealth, because we know when we're in trouble, there might be no one to ask about us. Let me assure you and tell you, those days are gone. There's a new Igbo nation.